I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee. I'm having breakfast with Mary Lee.
Welcome to the Breakfast with Barry Lee podcast, the tender, endearing story of a boy and his microphone. My guest this week is Richard Kennedy of the Nonprofit Alliance of the Northern Shenandoah Valley. We'll talk about the Nonprofit Symposium coming up October the 17th that provides area nonprofits with tools to succeed and compete for a cash award. Right now, though, it's your brain buster. In a recent survey, adults were asked to list the top rule of dining etiquette that they would love to break if they could get away with it. The rule of dining etiquette that they would love to break if they could get away with it. Was it A, blowing bubbles in their drink, B, eating with their hands, and C, unbuckling their pants for comfort? The answer revealed shortly. Checking out the podcast planner, nationaldaycalendar.com. Monday the 2nd, it's National Name Your Car Day. Betty, Betsy, and Beast top the list nationally. Tuesday the 3rd is National Boyfriend Day. Wednesday the 4th, National Taco Day. Wait a minute, it's not on a Tuesday? Also, Golf Lovers Day. Don't forget, Chain of Checks Golf coming up October the 9th. Still time to register. Go to chainofchecks.com. And the 4th is also Coffee with a Cop Day. Thursday the 5th, it's Do Something Nice Day and also National Get Funky Day. Friday the 6th, it's World Smile Day. On Saturday the 7th, National Propane Day. And a quick shout out to my propane pals, John, Trent, and Dylan McKenzie. And Sunday the 8th, it's National Hero Day and Clergy Appreciation Day. And looking ahead to Saturday, October the 14th, the Front Royal Women's Resource Center is holding a big fall yard sale. It'll be set up in the parking lot of Weichert Realtors at 824 John Marshall Highway in Front Royal. Now, buyers will set their prices and all proceeds will help the Front Royal Women's Resource Center operations and programs on behalf of Warren County women and middle school-aged girls. If you have items to donate for the yard sale on the 14th, you can leave those at Weichert Realty in their first floor conference room off the lobby on Friday, October the 13th from 1 to 5 p.m. Please, no large furniture, bedding, or clothing except accessories. No car seats, no broken items. All appliances should be in good working order. It's a great way to purge your closet, your garage, and support a local nonprofit. And speaking of nonprofits, it's my pleasure to reconnect with Richard Kennedy, who is chair of the Nonprofit Alliance of the Northern Shenandoah Valley. They've got a big nonprofit symposium coming up on October the 17th at Shenandoah University. Richard, good to talk to you, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to talk to you again.
So tell us about the Nonprofit Alliance of Northern Shenandoah Valley, and then we'll talk about the symposium in more detail. But first, about the Alliance itself.
The Nonprofit Alliance itself is an organization that's been around for about 9 or 10 years at this point to help out the nonprofits in our local area to be able to develop, learn new things for them, and help them get some direction and assistance. We have in the past done every other month events that are about an hour to hour and a half lunch and learns, and we talk about various topics that pertain to nonprofits. Also, for the last 7 years, we have put together a nonprofit governance symposium in which we talk about various subjects that relate to the ideas of how to run nonprofits from a governance aspect, from a donation aspect, from an administrative aspect, and from the ability to market themselves too. This year, we have our 7th annual Nonprofit Governance Symposium, and we will actually talk about something that we, within the Alliance here, decided that we wanted to do, and that was to each year award a nonprofit an excellence award. They will have to write up and submit to us on the various aspects of their nonprofit. And at the symposium each year, we plan on giving them a monetary donation. Not exactly sure how much that's going to be right now, but we will do that based upon an analysis of all the people that submit applications to us throughout the year. And it talks about the various aspects of running a nonprofit.
Excellent. So on the 17th, where does this take place? Who's eligible to attend, and how do they register?
Okay, the October 17th symposium will be held at the Halpin Harrison Hall on Shenandoah University. Anybody can come. We have special rates for students, and then also we have sponsorship opportunities. And within those sponsorship opportunities, if you get at a high enough level, you can also get some free tickets into the event too. The tickets themselves are $50 in advance, and the day of it will be $60. Last year, approximately 120-some people came, and we hope to meet that, if not beat that, for this year.
So to attend, obviously an interest in nonprofits, but you could be a board member, maybe a volunteer, an executive director.
Any level within a nonprofit is okay with this. We do really encourage the board to come because it's as important to have a board member come as it is to have the volunteer come, so they can understand better how to work within their own nonprofit.
What kind of things on the 17th will you be covering in the symposium?
What we are going to be doing is we will be talking about the various aspects of this award. In other words, there's 4 areas that you have to attain excellence in, and those 4 areas are governance of the nonprofit, which is basically talking about the board and the recruitment and how the relationship with the CEO and so forth. The other area is transparency and accountability. How do we do what we do and keep the excellence up to what your particular service or product is at this point in terms of the nonprofit world? We also have a third item, which is financial management, how to read financials, do budgeting, and be able to account financially for the activities of the organization. And then the last item is evaluation. How do you evaluate how well you're doing? You must have some sort of tools and indicators to show that you are indeed doing a good job in terms of analytics and that sort of thing. So those are the 4 key areas. When you do and submit for the award, we wanted to tell you what we're looking at and then be able to provide some idea of what you need to put forth in that award.
Richard, tell us more about these lunch and learns.
Well, those are every other month. Actually, we're considering changing that to quarterly meetings rather than every other month meetings at this point. But again, the idea for those is to focus on each aspect of a nonprofit, whether it be the board governance or whether it be the administrative side or whether it be fundraising, whatever. But we want to give you on those particular lunch and learns, we are looking at giving you the tools, the actual how to operate, how-to type manual stuff to be able to do some of the things you need to do. Plus, the people that present at these lunch and learns are the people that you can ask questions about with later.
If people want to find out more about the lunch and learns or more about the symposium or just to register for the symposium, what's the website, Richard?
That website to go to is nansv.org. And that is our Nonprofit Alliance website, so you can register for the symposium. The Community Foundation, who is also helping us with this registration, they can take your information directly over the phone, and that phone number is 540-869-6776, and ask for either Daniel or Nancy. And they will be happy to take your information, too, if you can't, for some reason or other, register otherwise. We also have sponsorship opportunities. We have a number of sponsors already at this point, but if you want to be included, we have sponsorships from $2,500 down to $250. And various levels of those sponsorships would include the price of the ticket for some of the higher level ones, and it also would include a table at our event too.
It's coming up October the 17th. It's the Nonprofit Alliance of the Northern Shenandoah Valley Nonprofit Symposium. Richard Kennedy is the chair. Richard, thanks so much for sharing with us this alliance for the greater good of our valley. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Barry. We'll hope to see everybody there.
Before we reveal the answer to the Brain Buster, I've got to share this true story with you. Cross my heart, true story. A woman entered her neighbor's home and started making breakfast for herself. Turns out those neighbors were upstairs asleep, so I'm sure they're smelling bacon and eggs and coffee, and they come downstairs and they call the police. What are you doing in our kitchen? So the police are dispatched to the home, and by the time they got there, the couple who owned the home had forgiven their neighbor. More than likely because she had prepared what they described as a gourmet meal even royalty would love. But I love how it ends. The woman was not arrested, and she's agreed to visit her neighbors more often to do what else? Make them breakfast. All right, let's check out your brain buster. In a recent survey, adults were asked to list the top rule of dining etiquette that they would love to break if they could get away with it. What was that number one dining etiquette rule that they would love to break? A, blowing bubbles in their drink. B, eating with their hands. Or C, unbuckling their pants for comfort. And the answer is B, eating with their hands. Always a joy to share this time with you. My website is breakfastwithbarrylee.com. Share the site with others so they can tune in too. In closing the Breakfast with Barry Lee podcast, did you know that there's more vitamin C in a raw potato than there is in an orange? Just think about that tomorrow morning when you're drinking your potato juice. Have a blessed week.